Hi, and welcome to Moonbeam Connections. I'm Jacqui-Leigh. Today on Healing from the Storm, we're looking at what is this ending releasing me from. So if you just recently had an ending, whatever it was, the end of a job, the end of a relationship, the end of living in a particular location, and you want to know, like, why did this happen? What am I being released from? What's, why is this good? This message is for you. I do set the intention that these messages find those who need them when they need them. So if this message found you, it is meant for you. It doesn't mean the entire thing is meant for you, though. It just might be a portion of it that you are meant to hear today. So let's get a card for what is this ending releasing me from, please? What is this? Ooh, we almost had one come out. What is this ending releasing me from, please? Oh, having trouble holding card. Oh, there we go. That one definitely wanted to come out. So let's see. What is this? And ooh, okay. So we got the reversed Five of Swords. So it's actually the reverse. When it's up, it's all about sort of like conflict and tension, betrayal, disagreements. It's like you've won the battle here, but there's still more to come, right? You've been battling. You have managed to collect 3 of these swords. Other people are walking away, but where the battles still continue. So when it's this way, it's about resolving, having a resolution to your conflicts, having a reconciliation. If you and somebody were fighting, now you can reconcile. It can also be about having regrets, right? Like you regret when you had these battles. So you have regret over that. You might have some resentment from that. You also might have this this desire. I want to make this better. I want to make amends. I want to forgive you. I want you to apologize for me. So it's wanting an ending, right? This way it's kind of like we battled and I won, but we're still in conflict. And this way is like we're finding a resolution. We're coming together. I'm regretting that we battled. I want to apologize to you. You want to apologize to me. So it's sort of this coming back together. So it's interesting because we're talking about an ending, right? So what is this ending releasing you from? And it's almost like it's releasing you from having those resolutions or regrets or resentments or so it's kind of an interesting concept. So what I would sort of look at it is if this was a relationship and now the relationship is ending, well, you're ending these battles and these conflicts and these constantly having to apologize and this breaking up, and now we're going to make up and apologize and get back together and break up again and get back together and apologize, right? Or if it's a career and your job's you lost your job, so that ended. Well, it's no more having these like resenting this job because I work so hard and I don't get paid that much, or I don't like the hours, or other people are getting ahead when really I'm doing a better job, or it's a constant, there's issues at work and then we got to apologize, or we got to make amends, or we got to fix the issues. This comes up, we got to fix it. This comes up, we got to fix it. This comes up. So it's ending sort of all of these, finding resolutions, coming back together, apologizing. It has the feeling of we break apart, now we're back together. We break apart, we're coming back together. We break apart, we come back together. So it's like this cycle's ending, this back and forth, back and forth, whatever it is. So even if it's like, you lost your home, it could be the fact that, like you couldn't, you lost it through, say, like foreclosure, or just you didn't pay your rent. So now you've lost where you lived. Well, it was this constant, I'm never going to have enough money. I'm never going to have money. Oh, I just got enough money. Okay. Oh, I'm late on the rent again. Oh, I'm late on the mortgage again. I'm trying. And then I get it. I get just enough money together to give it to you, and now it's this battling again, trying to get all the money to give it to you, battling again, trying to get the money to give to you. So it's giving up sort of this battle and come back together and apologize and fix things, battle and come back together and apologize and fix things. So if you've had this back and forth within whatever this ending is, right? Could be a job, could be a relationship, could be whatever, that's what you're finally ending, is the conflict and then coming back together, conflict and coming back together, right? So even if it's completely done and you're like, well, that's not really like fixing things. Well, maybe this couldn't be fixed, right? It was always going to be this cycle over and over again. But also maybe having the complete ending, now you can come to that final we're okay, right? So say it's a relationship and it's just we're not together, we're together, we're not together, we're not together, we're together, and now you're saying, okay, we're not together anymore. But in that you can find that resolution, right? You can find that, okay, now we're going to work together for the kids. We know this is complete, we're apart, but now we can at least work together for the kids. We can at least be nice to each other and cordial when we see each other. We can at least, not be living in this back and forth. Are we getting back together? Aren't we getting back? It's like, no, this is done. And now we can all sort of go forward with our lives in a more harmonious way than what's been occurring. So I will get out the board, and I've been talking for a long time. Some of you are probably like, be quiet, just get that board out already. Okay, so we are bringing out the board. I will try not to talk so much at the end. So we are going to ask Spirit here in terms of what is this ending releasing me from? And we have the reversed 5 of Swords. So what are you being released from by having this ending? What is this ending finally releasing you from, finally freeing you from? So I'll be quiet for a moment, get in my meditation mode, and we'll ask Spirit, please and thank you. You are being released from the constant battles, the constant strife in your life. Even if you did not want this to end, even if you feel sad or despair, you will find that this ending brings you more peace, more rest, less aggravation. We don't always want things to change, or sometimes we want a change within a circumstance, but we don't want things to end or to implode on us. But what you have to realize is that you are not always in complete control of a circumstance. Other people play a role, and you cannot control or dictate others' behavior. Even though you may want to stay in the situation with changes, the changes you desire are not possible under the current circumstance. This ending came to release you from a circumstance that caused you to become stuck, become idle, waiting for a change to occur that was never coming. Now you are free to revamp and overhaul your circumstances and what you will tolerate or accept in your life. Life is not about constant battles. Life shouldn't feel like you have to be on guard and constantly strategic and constantly creating circumstances that are not sustainable in the long term. Life isn't about trying to change what you cannot. It is about recognizing the reality of the situation and acting accordingly. This ending gives you the opportunity to move forward in a new way where you only accept and surround yourself with what truly brings peace into your life. Love. So what Spirit is saying here is like, even if this ending makes you feel sad or brings you into despair, that you will find in the end, it brings you more peace. And that's what this is about, right? More peace, more rest, less aggravation, right? We don't, and Spirit is saying, okay, we don't always want to change these circumstances, right? Like maybe it was a relationship and you didn't want this relationship to end. That's not what you wanted. You just wanted it to be different, right? You wanted it to not fight, not have as much fighting, or be more on the same page about your financial, how you're going to spend your money and those type of things. And you're like, this relationship, like if we could just make these changes, I want to stay. Like I don't like how it currently exists, but I also don't want to leave it. But what Spirit is saying is like that's all great for you to have those wishes and those desires and even want to even try, like you actually trying to make that different. But in our lives, we are always dealing with other people. You're in a relationship, you're dealing with that other person. You're in a career, you're dealing with your bosses, you're dealing with the coworkers, you're dealing with, the other people that just happen to be around. You're dealing with the public, those sorts of things, right? You're looking at your finances. You're still dealing with in terms of the stock market, right? You're not in control of that. You can invest your money in, but what happens is due to other people's decisions, other people's moves, announcements that come on the news, those can all change that, and you don't have any control over that. So sitting here and going, I want this to be different, I want to change it, is fine, and it's great to try that. But it's not always possible. If you're like, oh, I'm going to make this relationship so we don't fight as much, we're more on the same page, but then your partner's like, no, I'm going to do my finances the way I want to do it. I don't really care about your opinion. Or, you're trying not to fight and trying to be cordial and, give in all the time, and they're just constantly picking, trying to look for the fight, trying to get that fight going. You have no control over this person. You can only control yourself. So even though you didn't want this ending, you wanted to stay in whatever this was and make this situation better, Spirit's saying you don't have complete control over that. There's other people involved. And so although you wanted to stay and you wanted to make this better, this situation was never going to be the situation you wanted. And therefore, this ending had to occur, basically, so you could reset, so you could realign. So you could be free, right? It released you to be free, to find that relationship you like, to find that job you like, to find that, to set your finances up how you want them set up. And so just understand that even though you wanted to make this thing work, right? We didn't want to leave. We wanted to have that reconciliation. It was still this, we're fighting, now we're back together. We're fighting, now we're back together, right? My boss says they'll do better, and then they're under stress, and they say they'll do better, and then they're under stress, and they just fly off the handle and make life miserable at work. So it's really life. Life is not about the constant battles, and it shouldn't be this constant, we battle and then we come back together, we battle, we come back together. No, it's fine. We will have battles. There will be things we disagree on, but it should be, oh, we had this fight, we come back together, we don't ever have that fight again, we've worked that out, oh, we have this minor disagreement, we come back together. Oh, we got a little frustrated over this, we're coming back together. It's not this fighting back together. And some people like the drama in their lives, right? Some people can only communicate through fighting. They don't feel comfortable not communicating through fighting, right? To really show what their feelings are. I'll just use my anger, and that'll cover up that I'm sad. That'll cover up that I'm disappointed. And so they use that. And so unless they're willing to change, and you can't change them, you can't do nothing about it, unless they're willing to change, it's going to be a constant battle. And it could be you too. You weren't willing to do things differently in this relationship. You wanted to live on a farm. They wanted to live in the city. And you're like, nope, farm. So it's this constant battle. Well, this was never going to work. They want to live in the city. You want to live on a farm. This was not the relationship for you, right? You need to go find somebody who wants to live on a farm and doesn't want to live in the city. Otherwise, it's just going to be that constant battle. And so it should not be a constant battle. girl. And so now you've been released. So now you have the ability to go out, look at the reality of the situation, not, I want to be in this situation, how can I make it what I want? No, look at the reality. I am going to start dating this person and they want to live in the city. Oh, no, sorry, that's not my lifestyle. I start dating this person, they want to live in the country. Okay, let's see, we can go. We can see where this progresses. So you don't want to work with the public anymore? That's why there's a constant battle with the public. And so you look at this job and it's another job with the public. No, I know, I don't want to work with the public anymore. It's too stressful. I just want to be at my desk and do my work and not have to talk to anybody. Okay, that's not the job for you. We're going to go out, look at the reality of the situation. It looks like a real cool job, but involves the public. So maybe I can find something similar over here that doesn't involve the public, something I would enjoy more. And this is where I'm going to head now, because I've been released from this job that was this constant battle with the public all the time, and then having to issue apologies or, whatever it is. So I hope this message helped you today. I'm sending you peace, love, and happiness. Bye for now.